Hello everyone and welcome back to Mystic Tides Tarot. Today I will be doing the January readings for all of the water signs. That is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio in that order. Timestamps are down below and I'll see you in your reading. Hello Pisces. So I will be pulling an oracle card for you first. Let's take this one. The Storm. Interesting. The Storm is your archetype card / oracle card. And now we will be pulling your tarot card for the month, tarot cards for the month of January. Let's see, what is this Storm card about? The King of Swords, the Magician, Five of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Six of Cups. I think maybe we've got to move these a little bit up here. Page of Wands, the Sun, Page of Swords, Two of Cups. Okay, so this month you're going to be going through, I'm getting Virgo in my mind's eye right now, so I don't know if you know a Virgo or not, but I'm getting Virgo in my mind's eye. The King of Swords, the smartest man on any planet. I would not debate that. But anyways, we have the Five of Cups as well. Five of Cups is a card that a lot of the times focuses more on the sad parts of an event as opposed to what's still left standing. Like right here, you have this person focusing on these three pods that are just skeletons when you have these other two with living beings inside of them that are being completely ignored. It's kind of like maybe focusing on some skeletons you may be having in your closet instead of the actual things that are alive and sustaining you right now. That could be something for you, but if it's not, that's okay. The Six of Swords, this is a card of leaving something. So it's also possible that whatever these skeletons in your closet are something that need to be left in the past. They are of the past, and that's where they have to be left. And in the Six of Cups, here we go again with this energy of the past. The Six of Cups is the nostalgia card. It's looking into maybe simpler times and maybe reminiscing and hoping that things were simpler than they really are. But the King of Swords here tells me that you're more than equipped to handle everything that you feel may be a bit heavy, that may be having you retreat into simpler times sometimes. The King of Swords plus the Magician, because the King of Swords is someone who knows their business and they know it very well. They are also a master communicator, and they are also someone who is an intellectual. This is someone who sometimes can be too smart for their own good, where they might feel a little Five of Cups-ish, you know, thinking a little too hard about the past, about how things could have been. But the Magician is here as like this symbol of power, basically saying, like, let's just read this, right? The master of everything, an exciting adventure of the limits of human comprehension. We're talking about logic again. And this entire deck, this sci-fi tarot, is to me more of a swords, air element type of deck. But I felt like this is what you needed as water signs. I feel that you need to balance all of this water with the acknowledging that you have so much swords. And I mean, look at the spread. We have swords, swords, swords. Like, you are someone who is an intellectual. And yes, you do have water in you. There is an emotional component to many things. We are human after all. But this is kind of like letting you know, even though emotions feel heavy because you are so intelligent, they may feel even deeper than your normal average person. And that's okay, because you're well equipped to handle them. You have all of the tools necessary to handle these, and you just need to actually use them. And looking towards the past is not a tool. Even though you might argue that when you look towards the past, you get to learn from your failures. You've already done that enough for maybe 5 lifetimes. And stop. You need to look forward. And that's something that the Page of Wands comes with. The Page of Wands, this is someone who's like the freshman in college with this fiery energy, this fire vitality. This is the fire that you need. And it's interesting because it's preceding the Sun card, this is a card of a yes, of success, of happiness, of getting that thing that you've wanted, of reaching the pinnacle of what you've been wanting to reach. But it's with the help of these pages. And I find it interesting because we got the Page of Wands and we got the Page of Swords. Even though you carry this King of Swords energy, it's kind of like you don't know that you do. Like, even though what I say can resonate, as in like, yeah, you know your shit, you're intelligent. You're like, yeah, I guess I'm a little smart, you know? That's mainly your ego talking. That's not really you. It's kind of like your ego believes it, but you don't believe it. And we need you to believe it. And the only way you could do that is by stepping into the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands simultaneously. And that's going to bring you into this moment where you're finally like, aha, I really am that fucking King of Swords, bitch. That just came through like that. That's so funny. And then right here we have when two become one, an inquiry, Two of Cups. So Two of Cups, this is what I've said before, is like the true relationship card. This is a card of people coming together that are supposed to come together. This is like a real good relationship. It does not have to be romantic. Okay, let me just put that out there. It does not have to be romantic. This could literally be the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands coming together. And the reason that this is such a beautiful like relationship is because we already know it's going to take you to the Sun, but it's because it's allowing you to really see the King of Swords starting from the bottom of the journey, but also gives you a little bit of that. It's kind of like you have enough water element and now you need to start stepping into more of the fire and then revisit the swords. Because you became the King of Swords without probably even acknowledging that that's who you were becoming. And that's why you may feel a little heaviness and why you maybe need to leave this in the past and need to stop revisiting the past. Because you became the King of Swords almost because you were destined to, but you didn't really sit in that journey and you're being asked to revisit that with a new lens. It's kind of like, you know what's a good example? I recently did the Artist's Way. And even though I finished it months ago, it continues to come up in different ways in my life because of how it impacted me. And even though it's something that really, how should I say this? Didn't feel that it was for me because I do not consider myself an artist at all. It was something that I needed to explore. And it actually led me to finally stop procrastinating and jump on YouTube and do this tarot reading thing. Okay. And I have been reading tarot for years and I could not get myself to do that first move. And the Artist's Way really did that for me. And maybe this is a sign that you need to go through the Artist's Way. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I already was the tarot reader, but I needed to get into the Artist's Way to merge this like inner artist and inner child, because the Artist's Way actually goes through a lot of inner child work to be able to find my son and be able to really step into and recognize who the hell I am, right? But I needed to revisit it from like a beginner perspective and find out, what do I actually want out of this? Why do I actually want to do this? And then push myself to take those steps. But I was always the reader. Or at least I was way before, you know, wanting to do the YouTube thing. And in the beginning of my journey, I didn't even want to do YouTube. That was not even something that I wanted. And I found out that I actually really wanted. And, you know, that's also part of the journey. But I don't want to continue talking about myself. I think this Storm card right here, what it's really trying to tell us is that, like, let's zoom in on this one. Let's look at this one a little closer. You know, the Storm card, there's so much going on here that you don't even know what's going on. Okay? And that's why you're being asked to take that step back into the Page, into the Wands, to look at the journey from a younger, less painful lens. You're not looking at the past though, so don't get those two confused. Fresh eyes. So the example with the Artist's Way, what I was trying to say is, I learned so much from going through the Artist's Way, and it got me to doing this, which I'm so grateful that it did because it's proven me so many things. But I can see how much more I can gain from it if I was to go around 2 with the Artist's Way, or round 3 with the Artist's Way. Because you going into the Page of Swords, even though you're already the King of Swords, this is your round 2, or maybe you're 3, I don't know. Or maybe you're 4. but going back through it again, getting more juice out of that journey again to be able to fully embody this King of Swords, because you already are, but you need to be able to see yourself that way. And going into the past is not going to do that for you. You need to kind of run the cycle again. But that doesn't mean that you start from scratch, because you could never. How could you? If you're already this, you already have experiences. It's not like you're doing a memory wipe, right? So you coming to the beginning of this journey, and you're going to take with you all of your already known experiences. So that's why you're never going to start from scratch, right? You might feel like you're starting from scratch with the Page of Wands, but that's fine, because you can do that. And that's your message. I hope that this reading made sense to you. Yeah, and I'm wishing you the best. And I'll see you in your next reading, Pisces. Goodbye. Hello, Cancer. Let's see what we have for the month of January. Apocalypsis. Oh, talk about... Of course, this came out for Cancer. Of course it did. Why would it not? Don't get me wrong, though. I love my Cancers. I am very, very close to a few Cancers myself. So it's all fun and games. If I ever jab at you guys, it's all in fun and games, okay? Don't take it too personal. I love you guys. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Moon. Yeah, of course. Little crustaceans. You get the Moon. This is my first, and then you get the Three of Swords. Of course you do. This is my first reading on YouTube for Cancers. So that's why I think it's really interesting that we got the Moon, because it's kind of like your signifier. Okay, let's get a few more out here. Okay, so month of January, Nine of Pentacles, the Moon, Two of Pentacles, Three of Swords. So earlier on in the month, you're probably going to feel like you're really loving this 2026 energy, like the way that it's felt so far. You're like, yeah, I'm really digging this year. I think this is going to be a good year. Like you're vibing with it and you're feeling like, you know, you're taking steps in the right direction. I feel like you're a hustler. You're someone who likes to put in the work. And even if you're not exactly where you want to be with that yet, you're starting to see manifestations coming your way, and it feels damn good. And it feels like you're doing the right thing because you're seeing payout, maybe not as big as you truly want, but on a scale that is really continuing to fuel you for the future. And this kind of has you in this like energy where you feel like you're not quite sure exactly where you got to place your bets all the time. And that could be, you know, the Moon right there, the Moon's influence. And, you know, you're someone who's probably either got two jobs or has a job and is working on a side hustle or their business and eventually wants to quit their job. I'm kind of getting that vibe. And everything feels like it's going to be okay. But every now and then you feel the pain of old wounds with the Three of Swords. Yeah, you feel the pain of old wounds. And this could be, you know, because of lovers, or it could be because of past heartbreak, even within yourself, with promises that maybe you didn't follow through with, or okay, something fell outside. This kind of also gives me like a jolt, like maybe some of these heartbreaks really shook you and they shocked you and it made you feel like it was going to take you a while to recover from these. And the memory of that is what comes up and hurts every now and then. Maybe you're someone who recently went through a heartbreak, but I'm not really getting that with this energy. So if that is you, maybe this isn't your reading. But yeah, okay, so now let's move on to the bottom row. We have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords. So I feel like the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords, it's like you're the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords is like someone that pops up every now and then. You're the Queen of Wands, you're someone who's passionate, you're someone who really likes cats, actually. I'm really getting that for you right now. You're someone who really likes cats. Now, the Knight of Swords, this is someone who is quick to the draw, and there's someone who is very fast thinking and is action oriented. And there's someone who are probably going to share some time with you, but they're not someone who's permanent, okay? And I'm not trying to say that to like diss anybody or anything like that, but I guess I just don't want you to romanticize something or create something in your mind that isn't really happening. So really pay attention to what they're showing you, not what you want them to show you, just to keep yourself grounded with this person. And it doesn't even have to be romantic. It could be in the workspace, business, relationship, something like that. It could even be a friendship, someone who's like new and exciting and popped up as a friendship. You really like hanging out with them, but I'm just kind of saying like stay grounded. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to betray you or anything extreme like that. But I'm just saying don't make it up to be something more than it really needs to be. Okay. Now with the Two of Wands, we see this planning component that needs to take place. And maybe for you, this feels very big. It feels very almost ugly, because it's scary to have to think about the future, to have to plan. And then the thought of like, well, how far do I plan? How far do I need to plan? And it's starting to feel very apocalyptic. Like, okay, but what if this happens and then this happens? And then it starts getting a little like out of control. Just take a deep breath, chill, reel it back in. You don't have to let things spiral like that. Okay. I'm really getting from you that you tend to run really fast right away. Just stop and take a breath and take inventory of what's real and tangible in front of you and what actually makes sense. Because you can base your agenda today off of your 10-year plan or like your goal in 5 years, but it doesn't mean that if you don't take every little action now towards that, it's not going to happen. Because there's so much room for the universe to surprise us. And for you, the universe has so many beautiful surprises if you just stop trying to control how those surprises show up. Now, with the Three of Cups, we have this sense of like beautiful celebration, maybe even a community. And this could be because of the Knight of Swords. Maybe they introduce you to this community, or this could be a sisterhood or a brotherhood that you're already a part of. And they're just showing up in this reading to say to lean on them during January. If you're feeling like you're getting a little, Three of Swords-ish, or you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, or you're feeling that maybe you're romanticizing something that should not be romanticized, definitely utilize your support system. And at the end of the month, we have the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands, this is this new fresh energy, this vitality, and the Wands is the suit of fire. This is passion. So this month, it feels like if you play your cards right, pun intended, you're going to have this continuous beautiful energy flowing, just like you've been feeling it in the beginning of this month. You will also continue to feel that in February, but in February, there's going to be a lot more action. It's going to be maybe even spiritual for you, but it's definitely going to feel a lot more action oriented than maybe January did, because January is going to have some emotions, some maybe old wounds might pop up. There might be some tendencies to want to maybe hermit a little bit, and I'm saying don't hermit too much, because you may let your mind get away from you a little bit more. You may romanticize things a little bit more than you should. Plan, don't stay in this mode too long, and lean on your support system, okay? Because February is also seeming like it's going to have a lot more action, and you want to be prepared for that, okay? Okay, Cancer, I love you guys, and I will see you in your next reading. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Goodbye. Hello, my Scorpio people. Let's see what we got for you for the month of January. The Queen. Oh, you're the boss bitch of the group, huh? Don't tell Pisces and Cancer I said that. And obviously, like, this applies. It doesn't matter if you identify as a femme, female, or a woman. You can be a boss bitch. You can be a queen. But if you don't like that, then, click off. That's fine. Okay, month of January. Okay, this is getting weird. Month of January. What do we got? Why are you the queen in January? What's going on in January? Oh, Queen of Wands. Psh, come on now. And the Knight of Pentacles again. Interesting. The Devil. Two of Cups. Okay, yeah, let's push that baby up. The Six of Wands. The Queen of Swords. The Empress. I'm telling you, you're the queen. I'm telling you. I mean, we got 2 queens and we got the Empress. This is no joke. Okay. So, Scorpio, something tells me that you've been going strong since your birthday. Since Scorpio season, you have not relented. Yeah, because the Six of Wands is it's victory celebration. 7 of Wands. This one, okay, so 7 of Wands, it's like defense mode. Now, I don't feel like this is something that you need to be in. I feel like it's something you already know how to be in. And this is maybe part of the reason why you are the queen, because you know when you have to be in defense mode and when you have to set up boundaries so that people don't cross them, or check people if they do cross them. 9 of Pentacles, this is like you living in luxury. And I'm not saying that this has to be like specifically like, oh, it means that you're living in this high rise. Maybe you are, but this is more of like you embody that wherever you go. Like nobody looks at you and thinks that you're broke or poor in any sense of the word, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. You exude luxury. And the Devil card, this tells me there's definitely this temptation to utilize your influence and power sometimes in sneaky, tricky little ways. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, just saying that's what I see. Now, 2 of Cups, 6 of Wands, Queen of Swords, Empress, 6 of Pentacles. Okay, and we're seeing 6s too, more than 1 6. Now, 6s are very balanced. So it's kind of like the 6 of Wands, 6 of Fire, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Earth. Earth, fire, you are water that I feel you've mastered pretty damn well. And the Queen of Swords. So you're very balanced right now. January is a very good month for you. I almost feel like I'm not even telling you what's happening, but more of what you already know. Because you're someone like this is the mother, the queen. It's like all I'm seeing is like you're telling me I already got this. The 2 of Cups, the Devil. Now it's interesting. The 2 of Cups, you see 2 people. The Devil, you see 2 people. So maybe there is like this trickster energy. Maybe it's a game that you want to play with another person. I'm not saying that this is bad or good. This could be consensual. This could not. And I'm not saying that this is going to end badly or not, because I don't see any bad cards here. So it's kind of like this invitation to play. This invitation to play in January, because you are set up very nicely right now. Your invitation to play is big during this month. Just continue to keep your boundaries and your defenses where they've been, because it's brought you this far and it's brought you into this beautiful boss bitch energy for sure. Yeah, 6 of Wands, you're winning. The Queen of Swords, she knows what must be done and she isn't afraid to do it. Obviously, that's why you're here. The Empress, like I said, this is the mother. And then the 6 of Pentacles, it was an astounding act of charity that would change history. But what did it mean? Now, maybe this is the card we need to focus on right here, because it's kind of like pay attention to what you're giving your energy to and what you're getting from it, and making sure that it sits well with you. Because like if we look into the Devil and the 2 of Cups and saying like you're feeling like you want to play a little bit cat and mouse game, a little flirting, a little this, a little that, like nobody should get harmed. And at the same time, is what you're getting out of it really what you want though? Kind of thinking about that. Because even though you're not losing and they're not losing, or it's consensual, nobody's getting hurt, is that worth your energy though? And is that taking you to what you want? And this isn't about like CEO shit, okay? This isn't about work and money. This is about your emotions and about your own well-being and your health. Is this game worth it? Because everything has a price. And I'm not saying that in a warning type of way. I'm saying it more as in like, what are you willing to pay? And this is also time-wise, right? Like, is this that you are having fun with? Is that time you're spending on that worthy of who you are? And is it going to take you to where you want to be? And there's nothing wrong with having fun. Okay, I really want to impress that, because I'm not trying to say that everything needs to have a reason, everything needs to have a purpose. Like, I'm not trying to put that on you, because you are a boss. So I don't need to scold you like a child. You know what I mean? But I do want you to understand that your time and your energy is worth so much because you are the queen. So don't spend your time and energy, efforts, resources, etc., your pentacles on people whose energy is peasant-like. Mic drop. That's it right there. That was the message. Because yeah, you're the queen in every sense of the word. Like how much more synchronicities can you ask for? We got the Queen of Wands, we got the Queen of Swords, we got the Empress coming out, we got the Queen and the Oracle. Like, you are that bitch. I said that 3 times already and I just can't get over it because that's the energy. And you know what? That's the end of your reading because yeah, your energy is big. I feel like I just keep repeating myself because the message has been said. Okay, Scorpio. I hope you continue killing it all of January and hopefully you come in for your February reading. It was a blast reading for you. I'll see you in your next reading and goodbye.